What is really happening in Britain under Starmer and Labour? In this video, Nigel Farage and TalkTV's Mike Graham unpack the critical shifts shaping the nation. From policy changes to the impact on everyday UK citizens, this discussion reveals insight we need to take seriously. Plus, we'll highlight some key principles, because without applying timeless leadership principles, what's going to happen to Great Britain? Before we get into the details, if you love diving into political issues and enjoy hearing a principled take on them, then hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to join the conversation. It will help our channel grow.
The only thing that you could argue is going well is, or at least he thinks is going well, is Starmer on the world stage.
Yeah.
Going to the White House, the president's being nice to him, the president's repeatedly being nice about him and about Britain, meeting with Zelensky. These are the things that he thinks shows him in a very good light and a good image. When it comes to domestic politics, I mean, he's U-turning on everything. What is remarkable, I spent the whole of April on the road, as you know, out campaigning for those elections. The level of dislike of Starmer, I've never seen it.
I haven't. No, it's absolutely vitriolic.
And it's not just ideological either.
No.
They don't like him.
No.
Whether it's his voice, his approach. I mean, up in Durham, people said to me, well, we preferred that Corbyn. We didn't agree with him, but at least we knew where he stood. And it's the fact this guy doesn't stand for anything. And you see these figures, after the first 300 days, he is the most unpopular Prime Minister of modern times.
He is.
By some margin.
Incredible.
And I can't see any way back.
No, I can't. And this is why I keep saying, and people look at me as if I've got two heads when I say, because there's never been a Labour government that's got rid of its leader. This is so different, this situation, that I think he will not last. I just don't think he can, because even his own party have got no confidence in him. You can see, we did a montage earlier in the week, when he sent everybody out in January to say, we don't need a national inquiry into the rape gangs, because we've already had one, and also we've already had all these local inquiries, and what we need now is action. And everybody was out there. Wes Streeting was out there. Yvette Cooper, we played them all, and they all played the same, from the same hymn sheet. And now, of course, it's all been reversed. And they're all going, oh, well, of course, now we need a national inquiry. Well, what's changed?
Well, what's changed is public opinion. What's changed is Labour's poll ratings. What's changed is, I think there is a sense in the country now that enough really is enough.
Totally.
I think there is a big shift out there going on. I think people are becoming increasingly intolerant of non-answers from politicians.
And lies as well. Actual barefaced lies.
I think this is one of the reasons that trust's broken down so much. It isn't that politicians break their promises, it's that we never actually mean to carry them out in the first place. And this
but it's also the constant gaslighting, where he came out and when he said one of his greatest achievements, 2 million, he said, I wanted to get 2 million more appointments on the NHS. We've got 3 million. I talk to people every single day about the NHS. And what they do is they get an appointment made and then it gets cancelled. And then they get moved from one waiting list to another. That's the only reason there's more appointments being made. Nobody's being seen any quicker or any smarter.
No, but this is the spin, isn't it? I mean, this is the spin that he puts out. He does it at PMQs. He'll do it again today at midday. Maybe he'll even comment on Iran today. You never know.
You'd think he should.
And Kelly Badenoch today, as leader of the opposition, at least in the House of Commons, not in the country, she should push him on this inquiry very hard today. As you said in your intro at the top of the hour, who's going to be in charge of it? What are the terms of reference? Because I was looking at the notes last night. It keeps referring to local. So the inquiry will pick which parts of the country they examine. I find that worrying. Yvette Cooper, the Home Secretary, says it'll take 3 years. So maybe they'll push it on to beyond the end of the next general election. So we'll see what comes of that. But you see, she's in a weak position as well, because she was the Minister for Women's Issues for 2 years before the general election, and she never raised this once in the House of Commons. So I kind of think this sort of toing and froing that's going on about this or the channel or whatever it is between the Conservatives and Labour, I'm not sure the country are listening to any of it.
No, they're not. They're definitely not. And I know that, you know, I can sometimes be accused of living in a bubble here at Talk, you know, because an awful lot of our listeners and viewers are Reform voters, but lots of them used to be Labour voters and lots of them used to be Tory voters. But, you know, what they say to me is that they've had enough of being treated as second-class citizens. It's not just about the fact that we used to be more tolerant. It's about the fact that not only are we now having to put up with larger and larger numbers of people coming into the country, they're actually jumping ahead of them in the queue. We had a guy yesterday phoned us in from Perth, works as a pilot instructor. He said he had 3 migrants come in the other day, wanted to learn how to fly. Now, aside from whatever you might want to think about 9/11 and all of that, you know, nobody knows who's paying for this stuff. You know, they're getting free driving lessons, they're getting trampoline lessons down in Kent.
So the Sun yesterday on page 2 published some of our first Doge findings in Kent, including TV licences.
Yeah.
Asylum seekers having TV licences paid for, whereas if you don't, you know, get your licence and get found out, you could go to prison.
Yeah.
Things like that. Oh, crazy golf.
What's annoying.
Crazy golf?
Yeah.
How about that? Come into Kent on a dinghy, go and play crazy golf.
Yeah. And of course, we had them, I think, last year being taken to Anfield for a sort of tour of Liverpool's football stadium. That kind of thing goes on all the time. And you and I have been doing this for a long time, and you much more than me. But I mean, I remember, I didn't realise it was 5 years ago, but it was. When you used to stand on the cliffs of Dover, pointing out to the sea and going out to sea quite frequently.
Going out to sea.
And seeing these people literally coming in.
I was filming this stuff. And I realised that people were not being deported. Therefore, it was worth them paying the traffickers. And even then, when I'd meet boats in the Channel and talk to these people on the boats, they would just shout, England, England, England. Which way England? You know, and this is El Dorado. Because they know when they come here, they're going to get medical care, they're going to get dental care. I mean, try and get an NH dentist. They're going to be allowed to stay forever. And then what happens? Once they're given indefinite leave to remain, or once they're given, you know, the opportunity to stay because their asylum claim passes, they go to the top of the social housing list. And I saw this all over England in the recent county council elections, and the sense of unfairness that is out there, including, of course, amongst many that have come here legally in the last couple of decades, is very, very strong. And Starmer smashed the gangs was never going to do anything. This issue was one of the top issues that wrecked the Conservative Party. Their repeated stop the boats, and it never happening. And I think what you're going to see over the course of this summer is, barring some major conflagration in the Middle East that we get involved in, this will go absolutely to the top. Because people are now starting to make the link.
What does it take to be a true leader in politics? It starts with passion, a genuine desire to serve your country and its people, not just a hunger for power. Greed for power contradicts the leadership principle of service. True leadership is about serving others, not controlling them. If you're in politics, but you feel the urge to control rather than serve, pause and reflect on your motives. Leadership means putting the people's needs first. Without a mindset shift, you risk harming those you're meant to uplift. If your advisors push their own agendas instead of supporting your vision for the public good, it's time to let them go. Choose to surround yourself with advisors who share your commitment to service. Don't seek a place among world leaders. Strive to make your own people proud, safe, prosperous, and thriving. Lead with integrity, serve with heart, and you'll build a legacy that inspires. What principles do you think our nation's leaders should follow? Share below. If you have benefited in any way from this video, please subscribe, like, share, and be sure to leave us a comment.